Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY Dreaming, and I have a super fun couple of projects for you today that involve these stretched canvases in black that are from Dollar Tree Plus for this big size, which is 16 by 20, and it was $3, or this regular size, which is 8 by 10, which was $1.25. So it should be really fun. And if you have a little girl, if you have a granddaughter, if you have a friend who's having a little girl and you want to do something for their nursery, if you have neighbors, if you're going to a baby shower, it could be a teen even. I had boys, so I hope I have some granddaughters at some point, but what we're going to do is we're going to put a little girl spin on these adorable stencils from MagnoliaDIY.com. Okay, so let's hop right in. Move some of this out of my way. Let's start out with this one, Black Sheep. And I was looking at Pinterest recently, noticing how many ideas there are for decorating a little girl's room with farm animals or with, farm or country life. Tons. And I didn't see any like this, but this is where my mind went. And so I ran over to Dollar Tree this morning to get a couple more of these because I had one and I had wanted to do 3. And I have one over here that will jazz up, but I just wanted you to be able to see the difference. Okay, man, I really do have too much on my desk. Okay, so this is the stencil. I have already used it, and I am going to skip fuzzing it, but I tell you what, if I was using this on a piece of metal or a piece of painted wood, I would really, really fuzz it well. Since I'm not, and I've already used it today, I am going to skip the fuzzing process. You can fuzz your stencils on a fuzzing towel. It's called a tacky towel. I could fuzz it on this sort of sweatshirt material dress, on a pair of khakis. And this canvas from Dollar Tree doesn't look like it's in great shape, but I'll just cover that up with either black paint or something. Looking to see, do I have this even remotely? I do want it to be straight up and down for sure. Okay. Just recently, we made this. This is a white stretch canvas that I used that feed and seed the chicken stencil on, but I created this effect using brown stain and a paper towel to make it look sort of like farmhouse wood. But anyways, that gives you an idea. There's so many different things that you could do. Okay, and the trick for stenciling on something like this is if you have a hard item that fits in here perfectly, that's solid and flat, you could put something underneath it. Otherwise, just don't push on your chalk paste very hard. And we're going to make our own color. We're going to use this baby pink and brilliant white. I want this to be ever so light of a pink, and before I got ready to get started, I did this cute little canvas, which will finish it up too. And just to test how pink this pink would look on a canvas, and I just opted to want a lighter pink. Okay, so you could do this kind of thing in a glass bowl, on a glass plate, on a paper towel. I'm just using one of these little containers. I don't know what my percentages were. It was definitely more white than pink. Maybe, and I'm going to add a little bit more white. Maybe 3 white to 1 pink, something like that. And I'm going to need this for 2 canvases, so I'm going to mix up a bunch, but I'm pretty sure that I'll probably have to come back and do it again. Paper towel. So how is everyone doing today? Tell me if you have a baby girl or a little girl or like a toddler or first or second or third grade girl in your life that you think this would be sweet for. Okay, so I'm going to put some blobs on here. Along with more chalk paste on my fingers. And I'm just going to with light pressure, push this chalk paste through the holes on my stencil design. And I will come back and get everything kind of cleaned up so there's no big globs. So I know in reality there, generally speaking, are not pink sheep or pink chickens, but if you're doing a farm theme for a playroom, a nursery, a little girl's bedroom, you can have pink chickens and pink sheep. It's perfectly okay. Even though it's not a real thing in nature, generally. I don't think. Okay, as far as this stenciling goes, I know somebody will ask, can I use chalk paint instead of chalk paste? And I would say no, because one thing is it won't be thick enough, and the other thing is if you like this design and you want to use it more than once or twice, then don't put paint on stencils because it dries quickly and it's permanent and it will permanently clog the mesh on your stencil. So let me pull this off. Oh, it's so cute, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. Okay, I'm throwing this in my tub of water over here. And that is a big stencil, so I folded it in half with the non-sticky sides together and pushed it under the water. So adorable. And it's going to be even more adorable when you see where we're going with it. Okay, let's do the other one. Tell me in the comments if your decorating style, if you would describe it as country or rustic or farmhouse or farm themed. Tell me if that is you. Probably not my style for in my house, but I still love it. And if I had a little girl, though, I'd be all over this idea. Okay, so I have used this one too. And I'm just going to quickly get it on here. Just looking to see, am I sort of kind of straight? Let's say yeah. And these canvases flex when you're moving your hand around on them. So, so you don't want to push very hard. And you definitely don't want to keep going over and over and over the same area. Okay. Let's hop in. It's already scooching a little bit. Just want to get this on. And then pull off the big, big globs. I had 2 boys, and so I didn't get to do any of this little girl pink kind of stuff. I know not all girls like that, but that was how I was. I loved everything little girl. I loved Barbies, I loved baby dolls, I loved arts and crafts. So I was definitely a girly girl. I was never great at sports. And, or not team sports anyways. Okay. So, let me see. I'm just looking to pull off any really super deep globs of chalk paste. Okay. And I'm gonna just throw this here and pull up my stencil, and then I'm gonna wash my hands. It looks good. Oh, I love it. And I love how the lettering in this stencil is sort of distressed. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So, the second I am done here, I will be out in the kitchen. That's the first thing I always do. I'll be out in the kitchen cleaning my stencils and laying them out to dry. Isn't it cute in baby pink? So if you're gonna, I'm gonna add a little water, distilled water to my chalk paste pots. And anyways, don't leave your stencils. I did once forget and left my stencils that I had used in the water. They were fine the next morning, but in general, it's not great to do that. Okay, let me get the other one and show you. That one is white. Okay, and this is a very subtle pink. I would describe this as like a baby pink. Let's see, which way do I need to go? Isn't it cute? Can you imagine this in a little girl's room? I totally can. Okay, I'm going to need to get out my heating device to dry that a little bit. But what I wanted to show you is this one. I could get 3 of these canvases. That's it, this size. So I did this one in just white chalk paste. And I'm going to use, for one of them, I'm using, for the baby pink one, I'm using all this baby pink ribbon that I have. For this one right here, I'm using a brighter pink. And I'm looking at it thinking actually that these are too long. Just trim them, just do that little dovetail thing. I could go a step further, which I'll show you in just a second, and wrap the edges of this canvas with some of the ribbon. So this is just a layered bow. This is typically what I do. Just crisscross. That's grosgrain, that's a plaid, and this is, I don't know what you call it. Anyways, this is completely dry. And what I want to do is put a little bow on our sheep's neck. Let's see, which way do I want it to go? I want it to go that way. Strings drive me crazy. So what do you guys think? Isn't that cute? When you saw these designs, did you think of a little girl's room? Probably not. And the reason why I didn't do little boys, I mean, I could have, is because I wanted to be able to use the bows. And the bows seem very girly like I was as a little girl. So this is a brighter colored bow, and on this one I just did white chalk paste. Now, let's look at the other ones, and let me get my heating thing out so I can try to dry this a little bit. I want the sheep one first. So this is the baby pink one. The detail on these designs is crazy. So cute. So this says Black Sheep Farms, established 1909, homespun wool, yarn shop, fleece, and textiles. Okay, I think it's mostly dry at the spot where we need it to be dry. And I just whipped up these bows before I came live. There's really nothing to them. They're just, you know, stacked, going, you know, in a cross or an X, basically. And then I used a piece of one of the ribbons to wrap around the tummy, and that's it. I'm going to do this one. There's absolutely nothing that you need to do if you were going to do this project to make it permanent. The chalk paste will dry hard, and it's not coming off unless it gets wet, or if you would start touching it a whole bunch. But this is a piece of art that you probably wouldn't do that with. So I wouldn't be, you could spray it with a clear matte sealer spray or a gloss, but something like this. But I don't think you really need to, and I'm not sure what it would do to the black canvas, if it would make it look cloudy or not. And the idea I had for wrapping the edges, I need a little bit thinner ribbon, and if I had some of that light pink gingham, would be just to glue a band all the way around the edge of the canvas. But I don't have enough ribbon here right now to do that. So let me hold up our chicken and shut my door. The wind just blew it open. Okay, for this one, I'm really at a loss and I need your help. What should I do? I mean, I'm toying with the idea of just putting a small crisscross bow on the chicken's neck. Or if I had more time, I could do one of those silly little skirts like what you see on videos on Facebook from farms where people dress up their little goats and sheep and chickens in people clothes. Okay, so let's just make a quick little tiny bow and then we'll decide. I won't glue it down just yet. Okay, so I want this one to be much smaller. I'm going to use this. This pink came from my drawer. And let's use some more of this little pink gingham. And I'm just going to snip the edges. I can trim them up later if I want. And then let's do this pink too. And I'll use this one to go around it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do my super simple, I call these just a stacked bow. There's a zillion crafters out there that have really great bow tutorials, and that is just not me. I am not one of those super bow makers, so I just do what is going to be super easy, and I usually like to glue it together because then it's easier to handle. Just put that piece of ribbon on upside down. Oh well, it does not matter. Okay, here it's stacked, and then I'm going to just take a piece of this teeny little dot here. And I'm going to kind of pull and pinch this in and glue it down. Cut out the excess. Do the same thing with the other side. There we go. Easy, easy, easy peasy. And I'll flip that later. But let's look at it and see what we think. Oh, and then I want to do this, so don't let me forget. Okay, so this little chicken could, oh, it's still wet, could have something on its neck. But I don't want to mess this chicken up. So I'm going to let it dry before I start fiddling around with it. It's really not dry. Let's talk a second about this. This is this cute new stencil. Magnolia has a bunch of sort of farmhouse shabby chic, what do they call it? Rustic, country farm. They have a bunch of new designs that have that theme. And this one's adorable. This would be adorable for a little girl's bathroom or something. And it says Boots and Bling. And I did it on this little 8x10 canvas. It just barely fit on there. And I did all of it in pink, the bright pink. I would probably, if I was doing it again, I would lighten it. And then I did the bling in white. And what I was thinking, I don't know if you're a bling girl, but if your design says bling, then in my opinion, you should use a little bling. So this is a piece of bling from one of the sets that you can get at Totally Dazzled. And I'd be glad to get you my affiliate link if you're interested in looking. And I'm thinking about just putting that right there, right over the ankle. So that's what I'm going to do. This particular piece of bling reminds me of a star because of the pointy ends. Can you see that? So, what I wanted to mention was, in addition to the pink, baby pink and white chalk paste, Magnolia also has a new one called Glittering Strawberry and Glittering White. So I could have done the bling with the glittering white, or a combination of white with the glittering white, but I just opted to go with the basics. All right, let me grab the one that we finished. Which one is it? This one. And I will fix up the edges. This looks like it's been in a box at Dollar Tree, waiting for somebody to come and buy it for a very long time. And I just think this could be such an adorable set. Now, if you were looking for some art for your kitchen or your mudroom or laundry room, or for really any other room in your home, you could do the colors in to go with that. So if you had red accents in your kitchen, you could do red accents with, I would dilute it with just a little bit of white to make sure it's going to show up, and then you could do your sheep white and maybe do a couple of the bigger aspects of it in a combination of red and white chalk paste. You could use blue, you could use purple, you could use orange. You could do absolutely whatever you want. You wouldn't. This isn't a project that you have to do baby pink. I just felt like it. So tell me what you think. Did you like it? Did this give you some ideas? Did you know that you can mix your chalk paste and create new colors? You sure can. So tell me what you thought. Do a this or a this. Don't hesitate to sprinkle. Let me know if you want my complete supply list, and I will also include what the measurements are for these canvases. And I will also include a video replay in case you want to go back to the beginning and easily just touch the link that I'll put in a comment reply to you to go back to the beginning and watch from the beginning of this video. Alrighty, well, you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Be looking for good photos later. I'll put them here in these comments. I will also put them just on on this page. This is the one I just did in white. So be looking for that. And anyways, hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again tonight, tomorrow, tomorrow morning, tomorrow at lunch, tomorrow afternoon, sometime soon.